I was born William Francis Washington. Damn, I hated that name.
Hello, thank you for coming to talk to us
Pleasure.
about Oh Geno. Can you tell us a bit about the film?
Yes, so the film came about because Geno Washington, so I'm part of Undivided Pictures with Sophie Shad, and Sophie's granddad is Geno.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So our first film that was in the Plymouth Rebel Festival, that's Kitty's Fortune, that told the real life story of Kitty Hart Moxham. And we sort of got a bit of a feel for telling people's stories. And Geno's got an incredible story. Yeah, and we were like, okay, we want to tell that, but we had to figure out which bit to tell. So we interviewed him a lot, got it all recorded, and then decided, okay, we'll focus on the bit where he comes to England, and especially on the night that they met. Yeah. That was like, okay, this is fun, and a story that we wanted to tell.
It was 1964. I discovered a new world and was finding a new me. And it wasn't the Air Force, you see. That was a tool to get me over here. I left the uniform behind with William and I snuck out. Damn, I was good at that. And then I found someone else. He was Geno. Geno Washington and the Ram Jam Band, of course. The 60s was a great time to be alive. Everybody had more glide in their stride and more loot in their suit. Boom, 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 boom! Wow!
And then we decided to weave in the documentary. So at first we weren't sure whether to just do a straight drama, but we thought, no, Geno's so charismatic.
And he's great on camera.
Great on camera. And we didn't prep him for any of that. So although he'd been into the studios and he'd done some recordings, he didn't know what we were going to ask. Onyinye, our director, was really good at getting the best out of him. Yeah. But he sort of just loves talking. And he's just, you know, he can really sell himself. So then as it was happening, we're like, okay, this is great, we'll use that. And some of it went on and we were like, no, we want to use it all. So that's when we then decided to weave the documentary in.
So it was really just going to be...
So when we first started, we knew that we wanted to tell a story and we hadn't really thought about how to do that. Yeah. But then we thought Geno's such a great person himself, we'll use him. So then we had to then cast someone to be Geno. Which is quite a sort of tall thing to be able to do. So we weren't that bothered about the singing aspect. Geno, when you meet him, has just got this like little twinkle in his eye. And we were like, okay, we need someone who can do that, who can sort of believe, you can believe that it can wow a crowd. And also Geno, when he started off, wasn't the super confident guy that he is now. He was still, he was sneaking out from the airbase to perform. So there was that bit of sort of double life, and Ed, our actor, absolutely nailed it. We were really, really pleased. When we found him originally, we were like, yeah, he's good.
It must have been good fun picking the music as well.
Yeah, because Geno's had a load of hits, and so we were sort of wanting to keep in the right year. So that's why we chose the one that we did, and also if we were making the film and it wasn't about Geno, it still made the best soundtrack.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Lorenzo, our DOP, got to do that whole circle around them in the dance. We were like, okay, that works.
It seemed like it was a lot of fun to make as well.
It was, yeah. I think when you do anything in any sort of period piece, so we were in the 60s, which was fun, but then also a couple of the girls that I'm with were extras, and they're my friends from school. And I was like, yeah, come along, just dance for a bit. And they were like, yeah, amazing. And then they got there at like 8 a.m. into costume and makeup. And then by about midday, they were like, are we done? And I was like, no, we will be doing this one scene for the entire day. And so by 6 p.m., I could see people being a bit like, whoa. So yeah, we've got to get every angle. Yeah. So yeah, it was long but good.
Great. Well, just to finish up, do you have any tips or hints or anything for anyone into making short films or for student filmmakers?
So definitely go out and do it.
Yeah.
A couple of the ones that I've seen here, I think the great thing about short film is there's so many different avenues that you can go down and different ways you can do it. So Geno is 11 minutes. Actually, I think it's 9 minutes now. It was 11 minutes. but that's quite complex. So that was like different locations, and we had to get an actual budget for it. I think there's something really great in doing a zero budget film and just making something. And once you've created something, you've taken it through the whole production stage, gone into post, and then you see it and you're like, okay, I can do that. That gives you the confidence. It's also a really good trailer to be able to send people to say, okay, I did this for no money. If you give me money, imagine what I can do, which is what we're using Geno for. So we did Geno as a short to then send to investors to get the funding for the feature. And students, what else? Contact people, reach out. Like we get people who email us saying, I'm at this point in my degree or doing this, and we'll always, take it on board. And if we've got a shoot where anyone can come on down, then we're always open to it. I think what you have to understand is you're getting asked a lot from a lot of different people a lot of the time, but make it personal. Tell production companies why you would suit them. Don't just sort of blanket an email and send it to everyone. Be like, so for us, like the reason why I want to work with Undivided Pictures is I've seen Geno, or I've seen Keith's Fortune, or I've noticed this that you've done, or that, or I like this ethos, and then that immediately makes you go, okay, cool. Who are you then? Try and make yourself stand out and just keep going. And every day that you keep going, someone else will stop. So just keep going.
She was it then.